What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is Rishi, the programmer from Brute Force Team 19838, and today we're going to be looking into a basic autonomous based on time and speed. Obviously, this autonomous is not, you don't actually want to use this autonomous. This is going to be just how to create a basic formatting autonomous using time and speed. But later I'm going to post a video about how to use encoders, which will be much more efficient because time and speed relies on your battery voltage and it can be inconsistent. So to make things consistent, make sure to watch our video on encoders after this so you can implement the encoders into your autonomous as well. So let's start off by just making the basic structure of our autonomous. Obviously we're going to want to type package and then org.firstinspires.ftc .robot.autonomous. Right, very similar to our driver mode. And for this one we won't need as many imports. All we're going to want to do is import our autonomous, our robot log, our linear op mode, and our DC motor class. And we're also, don't forget to import our utilities class, which we're going to be using a lot today. So first, make sure we call this @autonomous, and we're actually going to want, we can customize this by putting a name on the controller. You can do this for driver mode as well, and let's name it basic auto, and let's store it in group 1. So now that we have this, we're just going to want to type our public class basic auto and extends linear op mode, and then we open our parentheses. So now that we have that, let's move on to the next part of our autonomous. So next, obviously the same as teleop, we're going to want to put @override to override any functions. And then we're going to actually get our autonomous started by creating a function called run op mode, which is actually going to run our op mode. Oh, that was goofy. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so here we have our run op mode, and first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to import our hardware map. So similar to our driver mode, we're going to want to make sure that we have our hardware map imported. And then after that, let's add some telemetry. Let's put telemetry dot add data, and let's call it starting program. And make sure that you do telemetry dot update. And now that we have that done, the next thing we're going to want to do is put our wait for start function. So wait for start, this is going to wait for the start button to be pressed on your driver hub. And then after your start button has been pressed, it's all up to you where you want to go from here, because you can move forward, move backward, stuff like that. But just for basic sake, let's have an autonomous that has a robot move forward, turn right, move forward, and then strafe left. So let's write down our steps. We want it to move forward, turn right, move backward, and then strafe left. And let's put some space for us to put our code. So this isn't going to be that different from driver mode. All we're going to want to do is call our functions from our robot. So we can type robot.move vertical, and now we're going to want to put an input in here. Like in driver mode, we put the input of our controller stick, but now we want to decide how much do we want to move vertical by. Now obviously we know if we input a negative number, if we input a positive number into move vertical, the robot will move backward, and if we input a negative number, it'll move forward. So keeping that in mind, if we want to move forward, we're going to want to put a negative number. And let's say we want to move at 75% speed. We'll just put 0.75. And now we're going to use a function called sleep. And essentially what sleep is it'll run until the amount of time we want it to run for. So it'll state how much time we want the robot to move forward for. And this is measured in milliseconds. So if I put sleep 500, that's 500 milliseconds, or half a second. So let's say we want to move forward for 5 seconds. That's going to be 5,000 milliseconds. And then after we're done moving forward, we want to turn right. So robot.rotate. And now we go back to our driver mode. We look at rotate right. It's turning right when we're positive. So we want to input a positive value in here. And let's rotate at full speed, which is going to be 1, which represents 100%. And let's say we only want to rotate for about 1 second. Then we want to move backward. So once again, robot.move vertical. We know that we have to input a positive value to move backward. So let's move backward at 100% speed. And let's just move backward for half a second. And finally, we're going to want to strafe left. So we're going to want to put a robot.move horizontal. And let's strafe left at 50% speed. Now obviously, we go back to our driver mode. How do we strafe left? To strafe left, we have to input a negative value. So we're going to put negative 0.5. And let's strafe left for 2 seconds. Now we have a basic autonomous that moves forward, turns right, moves backward, and strafes left. And you can make a ton of different things with this. Yeah, you can do a lot of things with this simple program. But that's it. Make sure to watch the video on encoders right after this so that you can have a more efficient and consistent autonomous. And I will see you guys in the next one.